Oh yeah, I'm actually in my kitchen. Suck it, Andrew. I did this specifically for you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Quan's Kitchen. I am the one and only Quan DeSimo, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. Once we get into the recording aspect for the cooking video, I'm going to have a commentary voiceover just to see how that's going to play out for the channel. I just want to experiment a little bit, and as you can see, I'm in the kitchen. So let's go ahead and run down the checklist of things we're going to need for this recipe. But first of all, I didn't even tell you what we're making. We are making fish cakes, and not the red bean paste Japanese style version. No, I'm putting my own kind of touch on it, just the Americanized version, if you would. I don't even know what red bean paste tastes like, let alone how to make it that way. I'm gonna do it my way first. Let's run down everything you are going to need for this dish. You're gonna need yourself some salmon. You do not need to use a full slab like I'm doing. If you want to use half of it, you can. Just like you don't need to use 6 potatoes like I'm using. If you want to cut that down in half with the salmon, cut down the number of potatoes that you're going to use to 3. Also going to need yourself some butter and some green onions. Let's knock out the seasonings next. It's going to be simple this time. All you're going to need is some salt, pepper, thyme leaves, parsley seasoning, and cayenne pepper. And let's not forget one of my favorites. We're going to use some actual garlic cloves too. Not to mention, you're also going to need some breadcrumbs and eggs to help bind everything together for the final product. Without further ado, let's get into the kitchen. Bruh. Even though I'm already in there. So of course, a lot of this was already prepared. I diced up my potatoes, seasoned them up with some salt and pepper. Now it's time to get these guys into a hot bath on the stove. After that, I started to chop up my green onions. You're going to set these all to the side. They're going to be part of a much bigger mixture that's going to go in later on for the dish. Now you're going to want to get yourself some kind of tray. Ignore how ugly mine looks. You're going to go ahead and lay out every single slab of salmon that you have cut up or diced up, however you want to do it. I chopped these up while they were on the stove in the hot skillet with oil. Give both sides a light coating of salt and pepper, and we're going to go ahead and get them ready for the pan. Now that we're over here by the stove, go ahead and throw yourself in a generous amount of butter. We're going to give our slices of salmon a butter bath. I've got my settings on a medium high. You want to keep them cooking on each side for a generous 7 to 10 minutes. Depending on how dark you want your salmon, that's completely up to you. You don't have to worry about drying out your salmon because trust me, with everything that's going into this, there's going to be so much flavor popping out of the final product. This is how dark I ended up letting my salmon slices coming out to be, and honestly, it was the best look. It's a shame that this had to all be packed in to a fish cake. I would have ate these things as they were just because. After your salmon is done cooking, go ahead and set that to the side. Throw in some more butter for this next part. It's time to put those green onions to use. But before anything, I went ahead. This is where you're going to want to start playing with your ginger. I used a grater. You could chop it up and dice it if you want to. I ended up doing it afterwards because I got annoyed with how slow the process was going. I added like 3 or 4 cloves, and then afterwards started throwing in all my chopped up green onions. And after that, we're going to top this off with some cayenne pepper. If you're just as annoyed as how I've been pronouncing cayenne pepper from Ceyanne Pepper, don't worry, I know I'm insufferable. Mix this on the stove for about 5 to 7 minutes just so that green onions can soak up the butter and the cayenne pepper with the garlic, and let's move on. And this is where you're gonna have the most fun. Top off your thyme leaves, your parsley leaves, salt, pepper, and we're gonna go ahead and get everything piled on top to start seasoning up what will soon be our mashed potatoes. Earlier I did set some of the green onions aside to add to the mashed mixture and left the other half with the butter mixture. You don't have to do it this way. I just figured I'd do it this way because it's me. And for all the normies that's probably watching this that have a specific masher, I was a complete dum-dum and used a spoon, but then I got bored. So if you want to do it the fun way, go ahead and use your hands and mash it like a video game quick time event. After all of your potatoes have been completely mashed, go ahead and add your salmon in and repeat the process like so. Don't be a complete buffoon like I was and forget to add in the mixture that we put aside earlier into the dish. You know, the one with the green onions, the garlic, and the butter. You did that, Beth? Yeah, I forgot to do that. So let's do this one more time. After you're done pretending you're a Dragon Ball Z character, let's go ahead and get our panko breadcrumbs and our eggs ready to start coating our mixture of potatoes and salmon. After giving your eggs a firm whisking, it's time to start forming your fish cakes however you may please. Again, unfortunately, I am a dum-dum. I didn't have a fish molding, but you don't necessarily have to. Once you have just about enough, not too much though, because these did fall apart the bigger I tried to make them. So you need to just have them be a generous size. Once your mixture is all coated and breaded up, let's return them back to the pan, and we're going to leave these on some oil for a good 7 minutes, 9 tops, just depends on how golden brown you want them to come out. Truthfully, the first batch didn't come out as good as the second batch. That was because if you leave the mixture in the fridge for a good half hour, they are less likely to fall apart, and the formation and the breading and the hardening and the golden crispy brown, how good these things turned out to be. Yeah, so leave your mashed up mixture covered or sealed, however you do it. Leave it in the fridge for a good half hour before you take them back out, form them up, egg them up, and bread them up. And then you put them in the pan and they will come out 100% better, less likely to fall apart as you are taking them out the pan. And after 7 to 10 minutes on each side, you are gonna have yourself some crispy golden brown to crispy brown fish cakes. And let me tell you, the second batch was so much better, and I loved having this all to myself at first. Go ahead and take that first bite after you put in a good half hour to 45 minutes of work. Man, was I a munch trying this out. So now it's time to turn my co-workers into a bunch of munches. Oh, this is gonna be a crazy video because this has been so spliced together from day to day, to night. Let's just get to the part where we feed people. We found Janessa. She's been welting my food for so long. Salmon is in it. Salmon. Joyous face. Literally salmon and potatoes. We found Nene. Yeah, you know, yeah. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and take you some. What? You better take this thing. You eat it from my hand. Take the thing. It's gonna feed you like an animal. We found Paola and Lee Maris. Hi, Papa. Would you like to try a fish cake?
Oh, this is sweet.
Yes.
You take the one and you.
Salmon and potatoes.
Really good.
You and your little baby bites.
You need the restaurant.
We got fish cakes on the menu, sir. Go ahead and grab you one. Beautiful, he says. Fish cakes.
You're not careful, that's coming home.
Yeah, you're right about that. But there's so much more mixture left over. I could probably make more tonight. We found Mercedes and Josie. I don't know, huh? I didn't give consent for you taking my chicken in the last video, did I? Yeah. Don't even. You might even crave it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yay. I'm in the kitchen! Yeah!